Okay, guys. Let's start with a quick recap of yesterday's class. So, okay. So, yesterday's class. Yesterday we were building some stages. Okay. So, what is a stage? A stage is a collection of business flows. Okay. So, we just defined 4 stages in our application. 3 straightforward stages and 1 alternate stage. Okay. And under each stage you have defined your flow name. Just a second, did somebody just join? Let me mute them. Yeah. Okay. So we have 3 stages and we have multiple flows under it. So you have defined 3 flows. In total, 1 flow under each of the stages. Okay. So how did you add it? You just went over here and you selected one of the default templates and you have given your flow name. So that way you have created 4 individual stages under each of, flows under each of the stages. Then we discussed about the stage configuration and the step configurations. Okay. Now, what next? Yeah, I had a question yesterday from one of our people. Like, is there any sequence of steps that we need to follow? Like first stages, then flows, then UI, then something. Nothing like that, guys. This is never like that. And see, not all the time we edit stages and edit flows. Because you are doing it for the first time, you are creating stages, then flows, then you go ahead with either UI or properties. It's your choice. Chandra, I have already muted you. If not, this side of your name, you will see the mic icon. I can mute you. But I have already muted you. Okay? Okay. So, because it's the first time you're building it in a sequence, like first stages, then flows. Then it's either properties or UI. And then you go ahead with the rest of the stuff. Okay? But just think it's an enhancement or a new bug fix. You don't touch the flows and stages. You only touch the particular area where there's an issue. Maybe the issue is in a validation rule, you touch it. Maybe the issue can be in a UI, you modify it. Or maybe the issue can be in an activity or a function, you modify it. Okay? So only for the first time, first it is stages, then flows, then UI. From there again it's your choice. For the rest of the times, we don't have any particular sequence. Based upon the issue and based upon the requirement you have, we build it. And always remember that end of the day, we group everything together. So whether you build flows first and next you build UI or you build vice versa, end of the day, I have to group them. So the sequence is not important. End of the day, those two have to be joined. That's it. Okay. Giri, it's an answer to your question. Okay. Does it answer you or do you have any more queries? Okay, fine. Thank you, guys. Now, so we have the stages built. Okay. So the next thing is, yesterday we saw by creating a work object, you were able to navigate on the stages, but you can't see any screens. See, I just only see like this, only my stages. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. But there's no screen over here. Here the screen is supposed to display. Nothing is displaying. Okay. So the next part is building the screens to display in your flows. Right. Let me mute. KBC, muting you. Okay. Okay. So now let's start with the UI. So before I build the UI, we need to understand what are the various UI components in Pega. Okay. How do they work together? I mean, what is the relation between those components? How do we merge them? And how, like all the processes we need to discuss. Okay. Let's put the Designer Studio aside for some time. Let's go and discuss some theory and we'll be back. Okay. Now, what are the various UI components? User interface. Okay, Chira, you want me to unmute you? Let me unmute you. Yeah, you're done, please.
Yeah, Nikhila, you just created a created process yesterday or day before yesterday?
The stages were created day before yesterday. The process was created yesterday. I didn't share you the recording of yesterday's class. So this part was done yesterday. This was done day before yesterday.
Oh, but I'm not aware of that. I see.
Yeah, I'll be sharing this to you. Only one class was missing. I'll share this to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Right, side of your name, you'll always find the mic icon. You can unmute and mute yourself at any point of time, but if you're not able to do it, do ping me. I'll be doing it for you. Okay. Now coming to the user interface components of the roles in Pega. So what is the user interface? Nothing but the screens of the user sees. Okay. So what are the various components we use to build the user interface? First thing is we use, okay, I have to tell you something at high level. Portals, harvest, flow actions, sections. Okay. So these are the few user interface components in Pega. Okay. Let's discuss about each one of them. Portal. Portal is a web page that you see when you log in. So, this is my portal, which is a developer portal. Similarly, let me log in as a manager. This is manager's portal. Okay. So, what are required stuff the manager should select? Dashboard. It contains all his tasks and the number of cases at each stage. My work means the tickets which are assigned to me, my teams, my reporting teams and all that. Then my calendar, okay, then my reports. Like we have reporting in Pega. So if the manager wants to execute a report, he can come here and he can run the report like this. The open cases, it tells you the number of open cases. So the guy can just run the report like this and he can see the results. So we delegate some reports to the managers, they can see like this. Right? Okay. So this is how you can, this is how a manager portal is. So portal is a web page that you see. Okay. So we build portals in Pega for different users. Let's say, what are the types of users I have in my application? Leave application. We'll mostly have employees and a manager. That's it, right? So you need to build two portals. One for the employees, one for the manager. Managers will have approve and reject screens and few other additional options. Employees can only see the available leave balances and how to apply the leave. So the portal will have the additional components which varies from person to person. So portal is a web page the user sees immediately after they log in. Okay? That is portal. Now let's see what is the portal for my current operator. How do I see it? Just go over here. You see your operator, right? Okay. You have your access group. Okay. Open your access group. Access group contains portal. Here are the portals that I can access. User portal is nothing but the portal that the user can see. So anybody who has user portal configured over here will see user portal means like this. The users will not have reports. Few things which managers can do, users cannot do. You don't see reports over here because I'm a user, I'm an end user while I execute reports. Okay, so they don't have that. They can only create a case. That's it. Okay? And based on your application, like if you want to give something to your users, you can give it in this list. Purely based on your application. Okay? So that's how it is. So users portal, developers portal, manager portal, and if you have many other roles in your application, like I have auditors, I have reviewers, I have XYZ, then based on the requirement, I'll create portals. If the portal of a user is different from one auditor, then I go for a new portal. Otherwise, I'll give the same portal to auditors, reviewers, and users. Otherwise, based on your requirement, it is purely. Okay? If you think that the users and auditors have one and the same portal, nothing but just some additional privileges, then use the same portal. There is no requirement to create a new portal. If you think no, auditors should have some additional buttons, some additional hyperlinks, then you go create a new portal. Okay? So this is how a portal looks. And where the portal is configured, do remember, portals are configured in the access group. And access group is something which is given to every operator. So all the people who have this access group will have all this portal. So if I simply go and delete user portal saying that, hey, I don't require this, hey, you may not require it, but all the people who have this access group might require it. So please do not do any changes in the access group. Think twice before you change anything in the access group, because this is going to affect all the operators. Okay? So portals are mentioned in the access group. Now let us see how a portal rule looks like. Because you are looking at access group rule. So let me open this developer portal like this. And here is my portal. You see this? This is portal. And the name of the portal is Designer Studio. Means my portal, my developer portal. Okay? And then, do you see any UI in this? Nothing, right? There's no UI in this. You just see something called as harness. Okay? So, portals contain harness inside them. So, harness is embedded inside a portal. Okay, let me open the harness. Here it is. Okay, so you see all the UI components here. Your Pega 7 icon, your Designer Studio drop-down, Pega 7 icon. Okay, and still the most of the components that you see here are here. So you see launch, you see create, this launch, this create, you see time off, my current application name. So your portal is this one. So whatever is configured here is what you are seeing on your screen today. Okay. So what is a harness? Harness is a UI container because it contains all your components. So whatever you need to see is configured in the harness. And harness is embedded into a portal rule. Okay. So portal just contains harness inside it, and harness is a UI container. So it contains all the UI components that you want to see on your screen. Okay. So what is harness made up of? Let's see in detail. Now when I open the settings, so I just click outside. Okay. I just click on a particular area of my screen. There's a small settings icon. I click on this. If you see this, harness is made up of something called a section. So, these components were not present in the harness. They were built in a rule called a section, and the section was embedded into a harness. So, if you see this top area is made up of a section called a PZ Studio header. Okay. So this whole top area was built in a separate screen. They just brought it and embedded it here. Similarly, the left area, the left panel, was built in another separate section called as Explorer. I open it and this is it. Okay. So similarly, the right panel was also made up of some other section. So harness is just a container where it will contain the various spaces for top panel, for bottom panel, for left panel, center panel, right panel. So it's your choice, like how many panels you want in your space. Maybe you want only top, left and center. Yeah, you can do it. You want top, left, center, right and bottom. Yes, you can do it. So you just only divide the screen into multiple panels. Then in each of the panel, you have to drag a section or you have to embed a section. Okay. So section is the actual screen where it's also a UI container. It's not a UI container, but you can say It's the actual UI screen or component where the elements are placed. So this is the actual screen where you put all the elements. Like you want a drop down here, okay? You want some menu here, you want a search bar here, whatever you want. This actual building. Chandra, you want me to unmute you? Sure, just give me a second. Oh yeah, even I'm not able to unmute you. Okay. Okay, done.
Hello?
Yes, Chandra. Looks like we both were clicking at the same time, I guess. I was not able to unmute.
No,
Okay.
I didn't even touch that.
Okay.
Actually, you meant to say that harness is available inside the section or section is available inside the harness?
Section is present inside the harness. So this is harness. Harness contains section inside it.
No.
Okay. So harness is the parent.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Chandra, even I'm not able to mute you also. I don't know.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm not able to mute you even. Neither muting nor unmuting is possible in your case. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm able to do it now after a lot many clicks. Um, yes, Kiri has a question. One portal can have multiple harnesses and one harness can have many sections. Yes, you are right, Kiri. So this is one portal. No, not sorry. First question is wrong. One portal can have only one harness. So you can't give more than one harness in this, right? But yes, one harness can have many sections in it. Okay. So, section is the actual UI screen where the elements are placed. Elements in the sense, I mean, like I want to put a button, I want to put a hyperlink, I want to put an image. So the actual development of the UI takes place in the sections. The sections are embedded into, let me remove Flowactions so that you get a better context. So this is the hierarchy. Portal will contain one single harness in it. Harness will contain multiple sections inside it. And the section is the final destination where you build the UI component. So once section is completed, you put it inside the harness. Harness is completed, you put it into the portal. Portal is completed, give it to the access group. That's it. And you just can see the new portal. Yeah, Chandra has a question. Can we call harness in a section? No, you can't call it. It's vice versa only. Harness can call section, section cannot call harness in it. Similarly, portal will contain harness, harness will never contain portal. This is the hierarchy in which we are going to build. Parent, child, grandchild, grand-grandchild, and so on. Okay, in harness, yeah, that's it, done, we are done. Okay. Now what are controls? Controls are nothing but that UI components. Means, buttons, drop downs, calendars, all these we call them as controls. The UI components, the elements on the UI screen, we call them as components. Button, drop down, autocomplete, text box, text area, calendar, image control, all these are called as controls in Pega. We just call them as controls. Okay. So inside the section, you put the controls. Means, let's say for example, this is a section. Yeah, I want a button. Okay, I'll just go, drag a button, place it like this. There's no place here because it's already completed. Usually we just drag and drop. Whatever control you want, I want a checkbox. Just drag and drop like this. These are all our controls in Pega. Okay. So the actual UI development takes place in section. put it inside the harness and put it inside the portal. Yes, Kiri. You can develop in any order and you have to group it in the right way. That's it. Because even if you follow the order, just think that I start building a portal. Can I save a portal without a harness? No. I remember that harness is a mandatory field. So anyways, I can't save a harness. When I can't set the portal load, although it's created. Okay, then I started creating harness. Now when I create harness, it will ask me sections to embed it inside it. Without putting sections, harness rule will not be saved. So anyways, I can't. Then I'll start with section. So we start with sections, completely save it, then put it in our harness, save it, then portal, save it. Okay? So end of the day, even if you build like this or you like build it like this, you have to combine all of them. Okay? So that's how we work. Now, where is the flow action part then? So this is all about portals, web pages, very nice. Now comes flow action. So flow action is also a UI container very similar to your harness. Section is embedded inside it. So where comes the concept of flow action? So till now, what we have discussed is only about building the flows. So only after the user logs in, what he needs to see, what level of access he needs to have, and all that you're talking, like what are components he needs to see. It's all harness. Now, when the user is creating a ticket, or maybe when the user is creating a work object, he clicks like this. So he's executing a flow, right? He is executing my flow, my stage is executing, my stage, apply, leave, approval, notification, my stages. Okay? So now in each of the stages, he has to see a screen. So that is flow action. So when the user is executing a flow, the screen that he is supposed to see is called as a flow action. Okay? So this whole thing is portal. But when a user starts interacting with the application, when he's executing the flow, flow actions come into the picture. Okay? So then you create flow actions. They are also UI containers. They have sections inside them. So end of the day, actual UI screen development takes place in section. Then they are embedded inside flow action, and flow action will be kept inside the flow. Okay? In your flow will place flow actions. So the end users will see the flow actions here. So when you move from one stage to other stage, here the flow actions will display. Here, these are flow. This is a flow action, guys. So the screen that you are seeing is a flow action. Okay. So this is the relation between them. So when I'm building a portal, I use portals, harnesses, sections, and controls. When I'm building a flow action, I use flow action, sections, and of course controls inside them. Okay. And this will be plugged inside a flow. So flow contains flow action contains section contains control. So two UIs can do. One is portals and one is flow actions in your flow. Take a look at it, try to understand it, and please come back with your queries. If you want to see your harness, somebody has a question how to see my harness. So if you want to see the current application harness, just go to access group. Okay. Take your portal. So mine is currently developer portal. You see the radio button. Okay. Developer portal, and here is my harness name. Just open that. Please take a minute to understand this and let me know if you have any queries. Okay, looks like I have some questions. When does layout come into the picture? We'll get into it. Like sections will have layouts, kidding. We'll get into it. When we are doing sections, I would like to explain it because there are so many embedded things, right? I'm sorry, like people will get confused. Okay. Now, then let's start hands-on. Okay. So you have your flow. The next thing is you're supposed to build your flow actions and sections so that the end user can start seeing the screen. Okay. Let's working on it. Let's start working on it then. And we're just going to close all this. Top right of your screen, you have this option to close all. Let me close all. Okay. Now, so you have built the stages yesterday and I told you that every step that you build is a flow. But where are these flows? App Explorer contains all my classes and the rules under it. Okay? So this is case type leave. Means it belongs to class leave. I expand my class leave. I want to see my flows. Flows come under process category. These are all categories. Sorry. So flows come under process category. Okay. Here. Here are your flows. The first one, apply leave flow. Maybe we saved before giving these names, I think. Okay. So this flow, then approvals flow, then notification flow. Okay, approval rejection. So we have all the flows here. Let me take the first flow, get leaves info. This is nothing but apply leave. Okay. Apply leave. So this is the flow. So this is what that is triggering in your stage in this. Okay. Now, I want to build some screens and I want to attach it to my flow. Okay, fine. So let's start from building some UI. Then we'll come back and we'll discuss what are the shapes available in the flow, on which shape I need to put and all those things. Okay. So, there are two ways of doing this, guys. One is the longest path and one is the shortest path. So the longest path is you have to build a section, okay? Then you have to put the section inside a flow action, so create a flow action. Then you have to map it to a flow. After this, because your section will have some components like text box, drop down, other things, you need to have some variables to store and process your data. So you guys will be creating some variables and you'll be mapping it to your section. So this is the whole process that you are going to do to show a screen to the end user. This is the longest path that we used to do in all the versions of Pega, even till Pega like 7.1 or something, we used to do that. Now, in the latest versions of Pega, we have an easy way of doing it. So if you just go to configure view in your case type, Pega will ask you what fields you want on the screen. If you specify the field name, Pega itself will create variables to store the data. It will only create the sections. It will create a flow action. It will map it to the flow. The whole thing will be done by Pega, and you can simply create a case and you can see the end user screen. Okay? So first I'll teach you the shortcut method, then we'll learn the longest method, because every time whenever you want to create a section, we will not come to the configure views. will not touch the flows again. Okay, only for the first time you can do it. From next time, you have to again take the longest part only. Okay, so always it's good to learn the longest part. Now let's think that it's the first screen, right? In the first screen, what do you expect? So whenever I log in, I'll see some, I'll see the type of leaves and the leave available balances. So maybe I'm assuming like I have 4 type of leaves, like privilege leaves, casual leaves, sick leaves, and then what kind of leaves? Some annual leaves or something. Okay. So I need 4 read-only text boxes where I see the number of leaves available for me. That is one thing. Then one single button called as apply leave. Okay. Okay. Compost. Yeah, perfect. So click on configure view. Now just say I have PRIVLEGD, privileged leave. Okay. It's good if you don't use spaces, but even if you do Pega with anyways truncated entry. Okay. Type as anyways text box. Is it an optional value or a mandatory? Of course it's optional, it's a read only thing. Okay. Then casual. Okay. Then it has some options, right? Okay, compost. UI development is the UI experts and real-time projects. No, we don't have special UI experts. It's developers who do everything. Okay, annual leave. Okay, then compost. Then you can say optional holidays. And I expect you to use integers because the number side, put integers, not text. Integer. Okay. And guys, from next Monday, I'm planning to give you a task because I see still 1 or 2 people not having the software. So I'm just thinking that from Monday I'll start giving you the hands-on. So please make sure that you have your software and the application still here by Monday. Okay? If you want, I'll give you the jar for those who haven't started building till day. I'll give you my product jar. You can import it and you will have the application till this point. Okay? So please make sure you have everything ready by Monday. Okay? Just give like this and say submit. Pega automatically builds everything for you. Everything means what? These things. A section, a flow action, and a flow, and mapping between all 3. Section inside flow action inside flow. And also variables to store and process your data. We haven't spoken about properties till date, so I'm not discussing much about the variables. Okay? So just complete this. Take a minute, complete this guys. You can even reach out to me. Okay? Guys, if you're done, please submit your screen. That's it. And please save your stage. Okay? So go back to your App Explorer. Okay? So let me check what I have told is true or not. Our sections, and properties, everything automatically created. Let me check. Okay, so let me first start with sections then. Okay, under user interface, we'll find sections. So under user interface sections, yes, there's a section called as get leave info. Can you let me open it? Okay, so you see all the properties that we have created, right? So this is a section that Pega has built for you. Now, the sections will be placed inside Flowactions. Flowactions also come under process category. Both flow and Flowaction under process category. Okay, so here is my Flowaction. Flowaction just contains section name inside it. That's it. Just contains section name. Now where will this be? On a flow, right? Okay, then let me go to the flow then. Okay. So on the flow, on this connector, we'll find the flow action. Okay. I just want you to show like how they are mapped. Please don't get confused because I'm opening so many things and I'm navigating within multiple categories. When you start doing hands-on in the longest method, you will get a better picture of it and you'll get habituated. Daily you'll be searching flows, sections and flow actions. So you will find it very simple like after a week. Okay? I know like now it's like too much confusing, like I'm opening so many categories, so many things. Yeah, agreed, but 1 week it takes for you. Okay? Now let me create a case and see, am I able to see my first screen? Let me do it. Okay, here comes my work object. This first dummy screen, ignore it, we'll skip the dummy screen. And here is my first page, apply leave, and my first screen. Here it is. Privilege, casual, annuals, compost, and optional. But the worst thing is that my employees are even given privilege to enter like this. So you have to make it read only. Okay? So you can see your screen, right? Here is your first screen. Okay? Now let me try it from the end user portal as well. I'm just logging in a user. Okay. Now create, leave, case. Guys, this is called as creating a work object. If somebody tells you please create a work object, this is how you do it. So this is an instance of your class. Which class? Leave class. And what is your work object ID? L-6. Somebody tells you give me a work object ID. L-6 is your work object ID. Okay? And you can see the audit, means history of your work object. Who created it? What all screens they completed, everything you can see in the audit. Okay? Now, this is your first screen. That's what end user can see. Okay? So you have completed building the first screen. Second one, so anyways not needed because you have the Pega's default flow for this. So anyways you need not build. If you submit it, it will go to the manager, right? Okay. And manager can either approve or reject. But there's one more screen in between. So after I get my leave info, I have to apply the leave, right? I'll see my balances. Then I have to start applying the leave. So you need to build a screen where you will select the type of leave in the drop down. Maybe I'll select privileged leave. Then I'll select the number of days I want to apply leave. Okay? And the reason. So you need to have another screen where you have to give this 3. Yeah. Somebody has a question where these property values will be stored. Okay. Chandra, I haven't yet taught properties till now. So we'll do it like in the next classes. So for the next couple of classes, I'll be teaching you only the UI part. So when the properties comes, I'll teach you. Okay. Properties are currently there under data model. Okay, just for your information. They are here. And when you enter some value and you submit a screen, they get stored into a table. And the table is mapped to your class. Okay. So there's just so much thing I need to explain everyone. We'll do it in the next class when we arrive at the concept of property. Okay. Then, why to go for longest path when we have a shortcut? Okay, good question. See, guys, every time I don't come to configure view for completing this. See, once the development of the stages is completed, okay, thanks, Chandra. Okay, so once the development of the stages is completed, you lock it and you push it to QA UAT in production. Next time you have a small change in the UI, they are saying, hey guys, you gave a text box, right? Can you please convert it into drop down? Okay, fine. So for converting into a drop down, what do you need to do? You just need to go to a section, convert your text box into drop down. So one single rule change. But if you want to do it from configure view, first I have to even edit my stages, right? So I have to even edit my stage and then my section. So two rule changes. Why do you want two rules? When you have a direct fix, just directly go to a section. Whatever you want to add, you add it. Whatever you want to remove, you remove it. Why do you want to take longest path? And this becomes the longest path for the second time. Because I want to edit a section and I'm coming from a stage and then I'm hitting a section. So this is the longest path. Okay? So the first time it's good because you don't have anything built and Pega is helping you in building it. So the next time this is not a good option. Okay? And the other thing is that from here you can't build multiple types of layouts. I'll explain you layouts now. See, what if I want to have my screen like this? I want to divide my screen into two columns. Can you do that here? You can't do it. Similarly, I want to put some visible when conditions. Like this section should be visible only on particular times. You can't do all that stuff. For simple building, this is useful. But for building visible when conditions or dividing the screen into multiple layouts, or maybe I want to put an image in my screen. Can you do it from here? You can't do it. Okay? There are many limitations to do from here. Okay? Not always a good choice. Okay? Does that answer your question, Saujanya? Which one you are referring to, Giri? In the configure view? Then, after life cycle, where it is? Can you please guide me like where you have seen that? Data type life cycle means, I mean like which place? Is it an app explorer or you mean here otherwise? Is it here you mean?
Nikhila, that is on the edit case tab.
This one only,
Where
right?
you
Where
see
you edit
the
create.
no, if you close this window,
Okay.
you do you see data model life cycle views?
Oh, okay. It's nothing but the various screens that you have. So you created a new one, right? So you can see that. I mean, like, what number of sections, fractions you're using here, you'll see them here. And create, edit, and review are Pega's default screens. So whenever you're creating a work object, there's a default screen that is create. Edit means, I'll tell you. Okay. Let's talk about hardness. There are some default hardnesses in Pega, guys. So some default hardnesses, they are new, perform, review, and conform. Okay? So there's default hardness in Pega. Means there are some UI containers and you can put your section inside them. Okay? So let's talk about their purpose and when they are used. The new harness comes into the picture when you are creating when you create a new work object. So this was a screen I was telling you, hey, let's skip it now, that is new harness. So whenever you create a new harness or a new work object, there's a default screen from Pega. Okay, so this new harness. Okay, so perform harness on every editable screen, there is perform harness. So we heard only till here, right? I told you flow will contain flow action will contain section. But actually, In between flow and flow action, there's hardness here also. Hardness is a UI container. So if you want your flow action to be displayed to the end users, you need hardness. And in each and every screen that you are navigating, okay, there is hardness. See, I'll show you. Okay, so you think that, hey, we have built the flow, we have built the sections, we have built the flow action, and you're displaying it to the end user. You are right. But there is backend support from Pega as well, and that support is hardness. In order to display your sections and flow actions to the end user, we need hardness. Okay, so in each and every screen, there is hardness which you didn't configure, but Pega is holding it. Okay, so those harnesses can be any of these 4 types. They can be new, perform, review, or confirm. So let us see in my current screen where is harness. So we have something called as live UI at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so it tells you what is the name of the component on each screen. So I want to select what is this. Like you can see here, it is an integer and the variable name is optional holidays, and it is present inside a section called as get leave info, which is present in a flow action called as get leave info. And if you want, if you click like this, you can even open them like this. Okay. That's the use of live UI. It's just like a developer tools in IE browser. Now I want to see my hardness. Where is my hardness? This is a section, right? Just go a bit up, I can see my flow action. If you just go a bit up, you will see your hardness also. Let me try. Here is your hardness. Perform hardness. Okay? So did I configure it? No. It's a default thing that Pega takes care of. So if I want to display my section or flow action to the end user, I need that support from Pega. I need a hardness. And depending upon the hardness type, you can do action on your screen. So if it's a new hardness, means you're creating a new work object. Okay? If it's perform hardness, you can perform some action on the screen. Means you can type something, you can submit the screen, you can refresh the screen. You can do anything else, it's perform hardness. Okay? Similarly, you have review hardness, means the read-only screen. So you can see review hardness here. Let's say, when you submit it, it will go to the manager, right? Then it's the review hardness. Or confirm hardness. I'm just confused, let me check. Because review hardness means the screen looks in read-only mode. Confirm hardness means you'll get a confirmation message like this. Thank you, the case is routed. Okay. So let me turn on the live UI and see which hardness this is. Okay. It's confirm hardness. Here it is. Okay, because it's a confirmation screen. Thank you, it's routed to your manager for approval. It's a confirmation screen, so confirm hardness. Okay. Similarly, if you have any read-only screens, the review hardness will come. So Pega completely takes care of this thing. Okay. And that is what you are seeing over there. Every flow by default holds all the 4 hardnesses. So new, perform, review, confirm is not yet this, so confirm is not here, and this is my new one. Okay. So these are the screens that you are using in your current flow. That's it. Okay. So this is the easiest way of building your screen size, and we have built one screen today. Okay. Tomorrow I am going to teach you in the longest way. So we are going to create sections, we are going to create fractions, and we are going to embed them into the flow. Okay, and we are going to learn what are the types of shapes in a flow, what is the purpose, and how do they work. That's it for today, guys. For those who have all materials, please start going to the flow and the types of shapes in them. Okay, now to start going to sections, fractions, and all these components, like theory in your materials. Sure, Giri. Actually, I have uploaded the last 3 into the YouTube, and one is with me in the Gmail. I'll do it.